Okay then. So what we're going to do then, we are going to just give a little bit of a rundown on the Guilding Galactica tournament because I think it's relevant. I think we've got an awful lot of people here who are very interested in it, and I think it would be good to get just the basic information out there. So Hoss, I don't know if you've actually seen like the Guilding Galactica tournament, so I just wanted to kind of do this for your benefit too. So we've got the registration is going to be open probably until tomorrow. We are already almost at capacity for the people on the teams. You can already join you've already probably been assigned your team in Discord, so you'll have a role and you'll be able to join into your team channel as well as into the public tournament channel. So you'll be able to interact with your team right now, and that's the main point of the game right now is getting to know your team, just having fun, building your community for this first 24 hours or so, and making some friends. As well as like you'll find that your team leads, they all are doing an awful lot of stuff. So you want to be following what your team leads are telling you because they'll be asking you to contribute in certain ways or just do certain things, and they are the people who you should be following right now. So you'll find them in your Discord channel too. But
I'm in Discord right now.
You're in Discord right now. Have you been assigned? Have you already done the quest?
No, I don't think I did the quest actually.
That's okay.
Some beat, huh?
Jim,
beat.
What's that?
I said, am I beat? Am I SOL? Should I look?
No, not at all. If you could jump onto Zealy, you should be able to find the quest. It's like a 2-minute thing. Jimper, you have your hands up. Jimper, you have your hand up. You want to say something? If you are trying to speak, then you are muted. So I'm just going to jump over to Pepe, but Jimper, you can speak after Pepe.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine, mate.
Perfect. I was trying to connect my camera, but I failed. So, yeah, as part of the Meridian team, I'm Pepe Martinez, quick introduction. I'm from Mexico. I have a finance master, PhD in taxation now. I'm very happy to collaborate here with all you guys. And for the Meridian team, we are just trying to select our hashtag, logo, and banner. So please comment on Discord your proposals. We'll be very happy to connect with you all. Thanks, Dave.
Go Meridian. Go Meridian. That's all I can say there. Just please, guys, help out Pepe. Just make sure you're giving us your ideas for your hashtags. Basically, follow what Pepe says. Right, and, this week he is your guild leader for Meridian. So just pay attention in the Discord channels. It's going to be a really good time, guys. I really can't wait to start questing with you. And obviously, there are other teams as well. The Horizons and the Zeniths and the Azimuths, but mostly Meridian. So, Jimper, do we have you yet? Is your hand is up? It has been for a while. Can you speak to us, or are you having problems? Okay, Jimper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop you down, and then if you would like to request back up, you are more than welcome. Okay, we'll just drop you down, and then we'll do that. Okay, everyone. So we have our teams, and that's awesome. So again, this first little bit of time is just for team building. Second part, so like from this weekend, the beginning of next week, it's going to be the beginning, maybe even sooner than that, maybe even tomorrow, will be the beginning of questing, and these will be like really, really fun quests. There'll be educational quests, just pure community quests, all sorts of stuff that will enable you to boost yourself in the team leaderboards on Zealy, and allow you to get eligible for all these ridiculously cool rewards. So there are rewards for individuals and there are rewards for teams. You will be releasing some more specific information on the rewards very soon, and we'll be able to give you some more information on that. But just be aware that there are rewards for the individuals as well as the teams. So I'm looking forward to giving those. I think we've actually just got a couple of other people requesting to speak who I do really want to speak to. I think we've just got up Chris into the speaker panel, another one of our team leaders. So I'd love to get his perspective. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Hey everyone, great to be here again. I'm on the road, more or less, so I couldn't join just at the beginning. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this tournament. I'm part of the Horizon team with Taro. I'm the second leader of the group, and I'm looking forward to have you all in our group and do this together.
Horizon, eh? That's fantastic. Fantastic. I've seen your I think I saw some welcome graphics that were spread around on Twitter. They look incredible. I love it.
I think Taro did that, so yeah, congrats to him. And I think it's already amazing what we are seeing. Like, even as a leader, we don't know yet exactly what's going to happen. We have some ideas, but not like all the details. So I'm really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Yeah.
Well, like I say, Chris, I think you'll find it a mix of educational quests and you'll find it a mix of just pure fun. I can give you like some ideas. There are going to be quests that ask you to make content based on like very specific aspects of Galactica's tech stack. There will be ones about the community initiatives. There will be quests that just basically do like meme wars, stuff like that. It really depends on the day and how things are going. There will also be a chance for you guys to have your own your own say in what happens in the tournament. So teams will be able to have that kind of input on a governance vote kind of basis. That's going to be a really fun part, I think. And yeah, there's going to be an awful lot of variance to the quests. I think it's going to be a different thing every day. You can look forward to something very different. Paper, Taro, you got your hand up. How you doing? Paper? Is it just me who can't be heard, or is it them with not being able to hear? Okay, we're going to get back to you, Paper. We got Ihor Tice putting your hand up. How are you doing?
Hi everyone. I'm okay. How are you guys? I'm very excited to be here with you, and I'm from Team Horizon, and just want to say, just wish to good luck for everyone. That's all. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you up, Ihor. Glad to have you up, and yeah, I think it's going to be an absolutely incredible competition for everyone. I keep on joking about like Meridian being the best, and it is, but I think it's going to be a really, really just a great community building experience for everyone. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. Baluso, what's up?
Yeah, I have one question, please.
Please, go ahead.
Do you hear me? Yeah. If, for example, government comes and say you, hey, I want the datas. I want to know about one person who is protected by your GNC passport. Because this person, according to the government, is not clean, is out of law. How do you manage this?
Okay, so that would fall under the remit of a fraud investigation, pretty much. If, for example, you were using a regulated DEX, right? You were using a regulated DEX, you had accepted their terms and conditions, all this stuff. And then some outside entity, it could be a government, it could be whoever's requesting, whoever legitimate entity had some form of fraud request through through an enforcement body, something like that. Then it's basically regulated at the DApp level. It goes all the way back to A9Z and their article on regulate dApps, not protocols. It's pretty much how we've based our regulatory framework and what we've based it on. So essentially, what you do is if you the DApp will basically decide all this at the governance level. So the outside entity would probably make some form of request. The DApp would then have to go through some form of governance procedures with in the cipher state, as it were, get permission and access to be able to unlock only the relevant information to the requesting authorities. So that's pretty much how it goes. So basically, you are completely private, and until such time as you are under a fraud investigation, and even then, it only your information can only be seen in the form of the ZK proofs anyway, and it's only going to be information that would actually help in their investigation. So there's an awful lot that goes into it, but that's my understanding of the tech side. I hope that helps.
Thanks. Okay.
So yeah, like I say, until such time as you are under such a heavy thing as a fraud investigation, you are completely private on Galactica Network as a citizen. Okay, so where was I? What were we doing? We were doing the rewards and basically trying to get into a bit more specifics. So there will be rewards for the top team, obviously. So the top team will gain rewards out of all these awesome reward pools. Again, that's $50,000 in GNet as an airdrop. That will be distributed at the TGE, so that will be later on when that will be distributed as an airdrop. And that 50K is so far unallocated. I'll let you throw that around your own brains. That will be we'll describe how that's going to go in the next week or so. Then we have a $6,000 USDC airdrop, which is for basically for everyone right now, which is direct payments, direct rewards, and that will be distributed in one way or another between the top 100 people on the leaderboard. And then we've got we've also got awesome discounts and extra bonuses for the Swissborg Alpha that's upcoming. You'll also be able to gain a Soulbound token, which will basically give you those benefits. So we've got an awful lot of value in this competition, guys, like a ridiculous amount. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with in the content side of things. So we've got a bunch of the team leaders here. So I'm really happy to have up Antoine. We got Taro. We got Chris B. We got Pepe. We got David Crampon Vital. I can never say your name with the Crampon Vital. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to try, David. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay. In any case, it's a good bunch, and they're good people. So just get to know them, understand them, and love them. It's just a good day. Again, like the goal is to just really form the greatest community I've ever seen in crypto. That's the main goal. So the awesome prizes are just a bonus, and I'm taking all bets on who's going to win the game today. So I think what I'm going to do right now, guys, is just open up to some Q&A, open up to some banter, whatever you wish. But I'm here to take questions. I'm also here to just discuss the latest stuff going on in crypto. I've seen a couple of items, but yeah, if you have any questions, I'm going to open up now. So shoot away. This can be related to the competition, or it can be related to Galactica. I don't mind. But if you want to raise your hand, or if you just want to shoot out your questions, I'm happy to hear them. We've got like 6 requests right now, so I think I'm just going to drop down a couple of people and maybe get up some new people as well.
Maybe just a question on my side. How long do you think we have to do the ZB quest? Is it
Like the onboarding
a
quest?
day? Yeah.
So I think the onboarding quest will probably close tomorrow. At the rate that I'm seeing, like now, I think we've got like 90 people or so in each team already. So I don't see it being open more than like tomorrow.
Okay. And once it's totally full, you will start the other quest.
Yeah, absolutely. So once it's once that quest is complete and ended, we've got everyone assigned their teams in Discord. That's when we can start questing properly.
Okay. And did you take in account that some guys are in Switzerland, others are maybe in Australia and things like that?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, so far the quest has been open for 24 hours or more now. So I think everyone's pretty much had an opportunity, if they want to jump into the competition. If there's any time zones that you think have not been served, then I'd love to hear it in Discord, and then maybe we can try and get some more people on from those time zones. But I think almost everyone's been served within the 24-hour period.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
Okay, so I'd actually really like to jump back on the whole privacy talk as well, because I really find it very fascinating as to like the whole how you actually maintain the value of crypto in the real world. So I'd like to kind of just get a few more opinions. Maybe a good question would be like, where do you like personally draw the line between necessary regulation and excessive control? Like, how do we prevent the slippery slope? I'd love to get your opinions on that, Hoss, to be honest, if you've got anything there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I was actually just thinking of that when you asked that. Trying to think of where you kind of cross the line is when you don't have guidelines out and then you try to change the rules afterwards, which is fine, but you can't punish people for thinking the rules were one way beforehand. I think I said this before in a space. It would, to kind of give you some sort of comparison, whatever your favorite sport is, right? Doesn't matter. And the rules are the rules. The game is played by those rules. And it would be like the commissioner or whatever they're considered in leagues. I think commissioner is usually the standard name, but the commissioner decides like, well, I don't like that role anymore. I'm going to change it, and then they change it, and then the team that won the game actually, because of this new rule, actually would have, in theory, would have lost with the current rule. So it's like you can't go back and punish people, and you see that like kind of regulation by enforcement, and oh well, you built this and this, and we don't like that because one random person or one company or one individual used it for some sort of some sort of nefarious action, so we're going to hold you culpable as well. And it's like, it makes no sense, right? It's like it'd be like you having a business and someone comes in with cash money and you don't know the person, but they want to buy some stuff, and maybe that money came because they sold crack, or they did something illicit with it. It's like, well, I didn't know that. I just sold them the freaking clothes. I have a clothing line. They came in and bought a bunch of clothing. It's like, it's just like there's no guidelines, and then whenever something seems like it's sensible, you get people that just they don't understand it. And my logic with people that don't understand anything usually is they fight or they resist it, because everyone's so busy, they don't have the time to spend all the time and effort to sit there and understand like every little nuance to crypto or realistically any technology. So that's the thing that I get kind of pissed off about, is like, okay, if they all came together and was like, this is what it's going to be, and we agreed on it. You can't just force it without people like actually agreeing on it. Like, at least in America, it's not some sort of dictatorship, but we like it. And then over time, if it needs to get revisions and things of that nature, then it is what it is. But like, there's there's no guidelines. Like, and it's really annoying because it pisses me off that I talk to people all day long on calls, and then I could tell instantly they're American, right? It's like, oh, I'm thinking I'm in Texas or I'm in California or Florida or whatever state in America. America's gigantic, and it's like, no, I'm over in Singapore or I'm over in Dubai or I'm over in Japan or I'm over here. It's like all the all these bright minds are just like fleeing, and rightfully so. Like if I was a lot younger, single or whatever, I probably would have left too, because it's just annoying that there's no guidelines, there's no rules, and it's just irritating. So I kind of like the European Union that at least they're trying to do it. It seems like more of a priority. Our country, it's more of like, oh no, 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 and then anything that makes sense, nah, we're just going to veto it, or we're not going to go through with it, and we're just going to allow the SEC to just to run shop and sue everyone, and it's like it's so annoying, man. It's so frustrating. But anyways, I digress.
No, it's cool, man. I think it's just that like, do you feel like your privacy is under threat right now? Like that's something that I would love to actually open up to the entire panel, to be honest.
I mean, I'll chime in on it in general, like with the day-to-day life. Absolutely, our country seems to be a little bit better than some, but you see that idiot up in Canada and the stuff that he's proposing, and
Sorry, I'll
it's
just
almost like
confirm that's Justin Trudeau, right? Just for everyone's else's benefit.
Trudeau.
That idiot, got you.
Yeah, that idiot. And it's like, it's almost like we're living in this world now where if people disagree or don't like what you say, they can just condone it as hate speech, because some idiot can take he could take Cosmos Haas's rant right now and be like, oh, I agree with him. He said this. Let me go attack someone. Like, and I'm not, I would never say attack anyone. But like, it's like they just trying to find ways for freedom of speech not to be freedom anymore. And the problem is like, I believe truly to the core of my heart that people should, for the most part, be allowed to say whatever they want, even if they're ignorant, even if they're jerks. Like, and I don't agree with what they're saying. To me, it's like you should pretty much be allowed to say whatever you want. Now, you can't. I start to draw the line a little bit if you're like you're literally saying to like kill someone or harm violence on certain people or whatever. Then I don't agree with that. That's where the the freedom of speech kind of draws the line for me. But like, as for just saying like you don't like a group of individuals, or you think these people are evil, or I don't agree with whatever the movement is, or I do agree with it, and it's like, to me, it's like you should be free to feel the way you feel, even if you're wrong, even if you're right, whatever, without like the government involvement of telling you like, hey, you can't say that, or that's deemed a hate speech because you don't like this group of individuals or this entity. It's like,
I
to
got you,
me,
man.
that's
I think
that's when my like the privacy to me starts to seep in. It's like, that's when it's like, all right, man, like you're crossing the line here. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? That's when I start to get like, all right, this is too much for me.
I got you. Like, I think everyone, like there is no version of the human game where we end up in a situation where society has zero censorship. Like that's like the reason why we are living together in a society is that we are trading like complete freedom and anarchy for some level of comfort and control, and some like comfortable censorship. Things like, okay, we're not going to allow anyone to kill everyone. We're not going to allow everyone to go around stealing everything. It's these basic, you might call it rules, censorship, whatever you want, but it's like these comfortable rule sets is one of the reasons why you live in society. So I think I think as long as, I don't know, I think that privacy is just a protector of an awful lot of things. Like complete anonymity is not the way. Like it allows people to get away with anything, but a general expectation of privacy is just, it should be a human right in necessity. That's just my belief. Like again, and unless someone is suspected of doing something that goes against the rules of society, their actions should by default be private. That's just my thought on that. I've realized that me and Hoss have taken up a bit of time. Jimper, you've got your hand up. I think maybe you'll be able to speak this time. How are you doing?
I do hope so. Can you hear me this time?
I can hear you this time. It's wonderful to hear your voice again.
Oh, great. I've been trying on and on. Big issues with X today. My question is exactly about privacy, and I wanted to ask it just before. I'm not a geek, so all what you're saying, I'm quite convinced. But at the same time, when you say we need to keep privacy for ourselves and we're going to put all this in a KYC, then first thing I'm thinking about is what about my KYC? Is it possible that anyone can steal it?
No.
Because then there is no privacy for me. And if it is not stealed, if it's not possible, can you explain how and why? Because I'm saying why I'm saying this is because many of us, we are not geeks. So we may think it's interesting what you're doing, but we won't understand how and why if it's not said in a very simple way.
Jimper, I think I said this last time you spoke on the last space, but I absolutely not
I
that.
I did not understand it quite
No,
this way because
it's
last
fine.
time you said
That's not what I meant at all. Like the last time you spoke, I absolutely loved your directness and your ability to simplify a question, and I love that. So thank you.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
I thought it was the last question and the same question as the same answer.
So
okay.
you are absolutely right to ask the question, and it's a really good one. So firstly, no one can steal your KYC, just straight up there. And the reasons why. So we use what we call guardians. And what those guardians are essentially just off-chain or on-chain, and it doesn't really matter. They're just entities that notarize information into private tokens called zero knowledge, called ZK certificates, right? So what the process is that you will send your real life documents, whatever is needed to gain the KYC, to the KYC provider. So we'll use Swissborg as an example because they're like our primary KYC provider right now. So you do the KYC process with Swissborg as normal in a very Web 2 way, okay? In a very normal Web 2 way so that they can, they take your documentation, and your documentation is kept in their back offices as a KYC provider, as a regulated KYC provider. So your safety is confirmed on the the Web 2 off-chain in that place. Then the KYC provider, in this case Swissborg, they then wrap your KYC data into this private token, which is basically we call it a zero knowledge certificate. You could call it a soul-bound token, just with disclosable metadata, or whatever kind of way is best for you to understand. But in any case, it's basically just a verifiable token that allows you to disclose your KYC information at will, without actually disclosing the information itself. So you can just say, yes, I'm over 18. No, I'm not from a sanctioned country. Any number of things. And it allows you to do that on chain without putting the data at risk. So you can't actually get your KYC removed or stolen. No. I don't know if that was like as simple as I could give it to you. So if you have any follow-up questions, please.
Yeah, that was very clear, and thank you. And actually, I think I've been told this many times, but when you're not used to it, you just have a hard time to understand it. So yeah, I think it's more clear this time, and thank you. Thanks very much.
You're more than welcome, Jim. But like I say, if you have any other questions, always happy to answer them. Always.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's no problem at all. So if you want to read up more on the Guardians, there is a bunch of resources on the research section of our website, but I realize that's quite verbose, quite technical. But there are some decent diagrams on there that might give you, like, if you listen to this recording while looking at those diagrams, it might make a bunch of sense. Okay, great. So does anyone else have any questions before we actually jump on? Because I think perhaps. Oh, we have our Saw. We have our Saw on the stage. I'd love to say hi. How are you doing, bud?
Hello, guys. Do you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I think everyone else can too.
Great. This is for weeks. I tried to join the floor, but I just understood that Twitter were not having access to my mic, so it's a long
X is a
time,
bother for most people, mate. I think X is just buggy sometimes.
Okay, so I'm so happy to be there and say hi to everyone. I love the project. I'm Sentinel for a few days now, which is so great for me, and I'm part of Azimuth Team, and I have to say that we will perform a lot. So I hope the other teams are ready. Now that I presented myself, maybe I could tell a bit about privacy, because you mentioned it a lot.
I'd love to hear it, mate. Yeah.
It's fundamental, as it was said. The only point is, as always, we all live in a given country, and we are under some regulations. So, of course, I think privacy is great, but will always be limited by regulation in states where we're living. But Galactica, I think, is a very nice project because it gives the opportunity to control the release of the data of your KYC. And even in the example you were mentioning, if a government is asking for data, only the specific data that are required by a given state would be released, but not to any other entity like Google, Facebook, or other entities. And Galactica is so great for this, and this is why I believe a lot in the project. So it's total privacy is not really possible in my mind in our world. But as long as we have control on it, we could just decide to whom we're releasing the data, and this is already a very, very important point. So this is why Galactica is so huge for this.
Absolutely, my friend. I love to hear it, bud. I really do. Like, it's all about ownership. Like, that's what blockchain is really about. Besides, like, the freedom to transact, it's the ownership of everything you have. So, like, it's traditionally in like traditional financial blockchains, you own your assets, your finances, everything of that nature on the financial side. What we are doing is basically just allowing you to do the same thing, but with data. You know, it's your identity, your reputation, everything about you. We allow you to accurately represent that on chain and own it. Like actually, like if you imagine that Google is scraping up and selling your data to everyone, Meta and Amazon and all these massive companies, then we are the antithesis to that. We really are. You own all of your data points, and you can either sell them or keep them, whatever is more valuable to you. And obviously, any data that you do decide to sell in this regard, like if a company came up to you, came up to us wanting data on, like, I don't know, your Binance transactions, something like that. They wanted to know, like, who is spending over $100,000 on Binance per month or something. We would be able to, like, you would be able to say, like, yeah, I will opt in. I will give this piece of information about myself. I will allow Binance to know this as long as I am part of the kickback from that. I will gain the value from that transaction. It won't be Google that's gaining the value from my data. It will be me who's gaining the value from my data. And I will only be giving away the data that doesn't identify me. I will be only giving away the data that is relevant to these companies. So not only is the data more valuable, but also your data is like 100% safer than with any external entity like that. So yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. It's ownership, it's control, and it's putting control back in your hands rather than everyone else's. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Sorry, that's my kid coughing all over the baby monitor there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's very powerful. So
it's
I think
incredible.
just to conclude on my speech, I think the tournament is really, really a great idea because having fun and going deeper into the different concepts of Galactica is really amazing and important because it's not always simple to read all the concepts to understand them, but through the tournament, I think it would be easier to have communication between the members to better understand the concepts, and it's very profitable for Galactica and for all its members. So it's really a nice idea.
Thanks. We really appreciate that. That's awesome feedback, and I completely agree. I think everyone's going to come out of this way more educated and way more bonded together. The primary problem with a lot of like big protocols, layer ones or otherwise, is that their community is only bonded by by how well the token's doing, or by just this this really dry technical talk in the chats. And that's one of the reasons why you'll find that like some even large protocols have very little social engagement. They really do. Like they don't have anything that bonds them to people in that way. And we are trying to as a protocol that is genuinely trying to bring social interactions and social data to blockchain. I think it's very, very important that we go with initiatives like this that actually bond the community in this way. So yeah, absolutely massive. Thank you, man. XLB, you have your hand up. Welcome to the stage, man.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yep.
Awesome. I'd just like to introduce myself and, join in on the privacy conversation a little bit.
Go for it, my friend.
I'm a new Sentinel for Galactica and super happy to be here, and I'm representing Team Zenith with Taro. Sorry, not Taro. With Paper and Julianus. About the privacy conversation, one more thing I'm super excited about that Galactica actually enables is the formation of network states. It's, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, it's like basically a digital community that comes together and crowdfunds, real estate and builds a network state, a nation that has been formed from a digital community, basically. And, on the privacy topic, it's been apparent that, in the past cycles of crypto, new digital communities have been emerging, starting from, just Bitcoin itself. And then there's the communities of meme coins and all that stuff. I'm super excited that, Galactica is enabling the option for us to own our own data. We can choose whether we want to, divulge it to a certain party or keep it completely private with its, novel CK technology or integration of it at least. And, that I'm not sure if anyone has really talked about this, but I've been thinking about the implications of being able to do such a thing. How these days companies like insurance companies, cars companies, they've been kind of collaborating with each other, and wearables. They they give customer data to insurance companies, and these insurance companies are now using the data to saying, oh, you're no longer fit and healthy, or you let someone else use your car, so we're gonna up your insurance costs and stuff like that. You basically have no control over your data, even though it's supposed to be your own data, right? And Galactica, by enabling us to choose where to divulge this information, enables things like insurance on Web3, which is super cool, never been done before, right? And all those things that require a certain level of trust that isn't currently available in Web3 because everyone's anonymous. But with this reputation-based chain, it's going to be so awesome, and I'm so excited to be part of this project. Yeah.
XLB, man, that was beautifully said. Absolutely beautifully said, and I couldn't agree more. This is actually one of the first conversations we had when we were discussing building this protocol. Is like the the nefariousness of centralized reputation, of centralized identity and reputation, those kind of data points, and what they actually lead to. And they lead to pretty much exactly what you just described. They lead to, I have not had enough sleep for the last 6 months. I have not averaged enough sleep. Therefore, my insurance premiums go up. That's what that leads to. Hoss, mate, you've got your hand up. Sorry, man. You go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say that was really well said. I wanted to like chime in. Really, not much. I guess it's kind of on the technical side as well. It just made me think of one of the reasons I like Tesla is I believe in the future that they'll have all the data, right? Because of people driving and everything else, because it's all the self driving cars in the future. I think it'll be a net positive. In the future, there probably really won't be any fatal wrecks, especially if humans aren't allowed to drive, because that's basically how all the wrecks happen. Several reasons why wrecks happen and fatalities happen. It's all human, basically always from humans. But I think that the data part would be interesting because realistically, in the future, we probably won't even need to have insurance or car insurance, and if we do, it'll probably be substantially lower because of like all the autonomous driving and everything else. It just made me think of that. I don't know. I know it's not really about Galactica per se, but I just love technology because it always evolves into certain things, and it makes. At the end of the day, it generally makes the world a safer place. And and that's with your data too. Like data is so it's just so valuable, and it's not cool that people can, like you were just saying, oh, I didn't get enough sleep. I mean, they would raise my rates too, but it just made me think of like the insurance game in general of how like just rigged it is. I don't know if it's like that everywhere in the world, but in America it's crazy. Knock on wood, I like never use my insurance for anything. Like never, I never go to the health doctors. I don't get in car wrecks, but I just spend all this money on insurance. It's like, damn, man. Think about how much money you spend in insurance. It's pretty much one of my top bills, like just from month to month, and I never use it. So like, who wins that, right? Like, who's winning that? I know I'm not. And I think with technology and more data being available, it'll be a good thing too. And then if but again, it's I think like Elon has the best intentions of humans, like, and he's not going to sit here and store data and just sell it to any higher bidder, like like some of these platforms do. But yeah, I don't know, just kind of like just randomly threw that in there.
That's good points, Hoss, to be honest. Like one thing I'll just say is that you're right about Elon, and I actually fully agree. I think he has really good intentions, not entirely good intentions, but like really good intentions on the freedom and privacy kind of front for the most part. But what I will say is that like any kind of Web 2 company, any big centralized entity, Elon is a centralized point of failure. He really is. Like if Elon were for some reason to just disappear, then or for his ethos to just change like overnight, any reason at all really where Elon is just taken out of the game as far as like X on this platform or as X the company, whatever, then suddenly the platforms that we use that we believe are free and fair become controlled by some form of committee. They suddenly get controlled by some form of committee whose primary goal is money, and we just go on that slippery slope straight back down to selling data, to selling people, to devaluing what a human is.
Yeah, basically COVID days. We'll go right back to COVID.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what it was. It was like you couldn't say any, like literally the stuff that you're saying now. We probably would have got shadow banned for just speaking honestly. Whether we were 100% right, like if you were 99.9% accurate on every statement you made, that little one slip up, they would just like demonetize you, take your shit down. It's like, man, what kind of world do we live in? Like, it was actually really depressing. It was like you couldn't even say anything. You couldn't go, oh, I don't agree with like COVID, or I don't agree with this part of COVID, or whatever. It was like you were demonized. Like you were like the most evil human being for saying like, oh, I'm not getting the COVID shot, or I'm not doing this. And it was like everyone like looked at you like you were a menace to society. Like you were going to end the world because you didn't go get the vaccination, or you just have some questions about the vaccination, and you weren't just like following the herd. You know, it was a crazy world that we live in. I hope it never gets to that. And like you did say, you know, Elon is kind of a, but you could say that about like pretty much any powerful individual, right? Like it's kind of a central point of failure, whether
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
like to agree with it or not. You just hope that there's more people that kind of believe in the same mission that he does, and you would hope that he has kind of like felt, you know, off and on switches, like, hey, if something happens to me, I want this and this to happen, and people actually do his wishes, you know. But who
Well, this
knows?
is one of the reasons why we kind of subscribe to the whole decentralized society ethos. Like XLB was saying, you know, beyond all of this stuff, it seems like a much better idea to have, like, instead of having the people at the bottom of whatever pyramid you're at the bottom of, supporting everything, like the enforcement layer of things, the governance layer of things, and then with some centralized entity at the very top of your pyramid, either with money or power. Instead of that way, it makes a lot more sense to have a protocol, code is law protocol at the bottom of the pyramid, supporting everyone and allowing like real people and real value to float to the top. It makes a lot more sense that way around. And it means that, like, instead of having like these centralized points, these centralized people or these centralized entities censoring individuals, you have you have more of a sense of society doing its job of imposing its will and its rules on people as a whole, rather than just singular powerful people doing that, which is a much more free and fair way of doing things, in my opinion, personally. Yeah. So we've actually got a couple of new speakers. I'd love to get to know you guys. We got Villain. Villain, I've actually seen you on socials an awful lot, but I'd love to hear your voice. If you're here, of course. Okay, we've lost Villain. We will go back to Villain. Snap 711. Oh, we have you?
Hello, bro. Sorry, man. Sorry.
No problem. No problem at all. Good to see you.
Dude, it's my first time in the voice chat, man. Nice to meet you, bro.
T'as perdu.
Quoi? You hear me?
I can hear you just fine, mate.
Okay. I'm so exciting for the new challenge and competition, but I have a question if you want, man.
Please, hit me.
Yes, why isn't Swissborg listed as a partner of Galactica on the official website, man?
That's a very good point. You know what? That's a very good point. We will remedy that. That's a very good point. Yeah, we're very much self-branded at the moment, aren't we? Gosh, how selfish of us. Yeah, we will. We'll bring that straight up with the team. We'll see if we can make sure that we've got the proper attributions to our biggest and most valuable partners. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. I really appreciate that.
I want to say, bro, just one more, man. I love French community, man. I'm Taro Paper Crampon, man. I love you, but be still, man. You're going to lose my friends, man. Yeah.
This competition is either gonna.
You have a sexy voice, man. You have a good sexy voice, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
This competition is either going to turn us all into the best of friends or the worst of enemies. It really is. David, you're getting even more props, mate. But I don't think Villain's going to be rooting for Azimuth, I'm afraid. All right, then. We've got Snap711. This is another new person to the stage who I've not met before. I'd love to hear your voice. How you doing? That's Snap711. You are on mute if you are trying to speak. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pass on you if you can't speak. Okay, no worries.
You hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh,
perfect.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone. First, I want to thank the team for organizing this tournament. My name is Joyvin. I come from France, and I'm happy to be part of the Galactica project in order to regain control of confidentiality on the web. The Galactica community is incredible, very welcoming. It's like a second family. The tournament is shaping up to be incredible, and I can't wait to see what I've concocted for us in terms of crest. And I want to say, let's go Meridian.
Oh, finally, another Meridian person. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's great, man. That's absolutely great. I'm so glad you decided to come up on the stage, bud. Really am. You are welcome to come up anytime. Please, it's just like you say. You know, Galactica is it's more than just a social protocol. You know, our end game is to be a true society, and by extension, families. You know, by real people connecting with real people and just being real together. You know,
it's very important.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Okay, everyone. So we have a few questions that have just dropped in from the AMA. Very kindly provided by Tildorn, Dan, one of our other amazing Sentinels. Unfortunately, he can't be here today, but he's absolutely incredible. You've definitely seen him in Discord before. So, what are you giggling about?
Excuse me.
Okay, in any case. Let's have a look here. When will we get information about the waves start and end? So we will get information about that pretty much, I can just say, after the testnet. You know, during the testnet even. We've still got a couple of phases to go yet, because there's also a question in the AMA section about roadmaps and what's coming. So I'll probably join these two questions together. So the next thing coming up is probably going to be the governance features and the reputation features on the testnet. So that's what you can look forward to next as far as like technical features. We've also got brand new interfaces and all sorts of gamification features coming up, which may actually come up before those governance and reputation features. There's just an awful lot of technical UX and technical stuff that's coming up. So you can really look forward to that as far as interacting with the testnet and actually experiencing what Galactica will look like, hopefully a bit closer to what it will look like on the mainnet. So there's that. But until we've actually got all these features tested and solid and working, we can't really give too many details. All we can say is that it will be. The goal is for it to be this year. That's about as close as I can get right now. So hopefully that helps for the people who are asking those two questions. Then we've got. The roadmap. Will Web3 allow us to regain control over our personal data? Yes, I certainly hope so. So Galactica's goal is exactly that. Everyone else in Web3 is currently, pardon me. So Web3 in general, you know, for the past 15 years or so or more, has been aiming to do the whole financial freedom and financial ownership, like I said, and we are trying to do the same thing for data. We're basically trying to do you can do a smart contract for a really basic financial transaction. On Galactica, you'll be able to do a social smart contract essentially, with much more complex outcomes and much more interesting outcomes. Which will affect your DeFi, which will affect your social interactions, just about everything. So yes, that is an emphatic yes for will Web3 allow us to regain control over our personal data. Is there or will there be a possibility that our ZK KYC can be used on other networks? Yes, absolutely. So this is one of the primary reasons why we decided to build on the Cosmos SDK. It allows us to use the IBC, which is one of the strongest, most secure, and most reliable interoperability protocols that there exists in Web3. So we have access to this, and we fully intend to utilize it to be able to export your identity, your reputation data all in a private format of our zero knowledge certificates. So you'll be able to prove whatever you want on almost any chain that's connected to the IBC, or in fact to other interoperability protocols on EVM stuff. So we are trying to make Galactica essentially the hub of trust for Web3, for Web3 as a whole. Like that's the goal. It's that large in scope. So yes, you will almost certainly be able to export your KYC data, your reputation to other networks, and be able to use your trust, use the trust that you've built on Galactica for that purpose. Without compromising your privacy. Very important. Let's see. Next, what will be the route taken to bring to light the real world need to have a KYC Web3 profile persona? I think I've pretty much already described all this already, so I'm just going to jump over that, just saying that we are the route. We are attempting to be the route for just exactly that. What is the projected time frame for producing non-technical, or at very least a low technical material that would be easier to understand by normal Web 2 people? Now, this is a very good question. Essentially, when are we going to produce content that is more easily understood? And this is something that I hope you guys have already seen an improvement in this. I really do hope. We have been trying to simplify content. We've been trying to get our incredible sentinels to simplify content for us, to make it more understandable. So this is basically our primary goal right now, is to make sure that you guys understand the full technical breadth of what we're doing in a very simplistic and understandable manner. So hopefully from this podcast, this X-Space, you'll see that we are trying to make things as understandable as possible, from all the content that's going out on X, from the written style of a lot of the articles and the X posts that we're sending out right now. Hopefully you can see that we are trying to improve in this, but there is massive room for improvement, massive room. So what we would like, if you could, from this question, is provide us with feedback. There is a ticket system on Discord. There's the general chat on Discord. There's all sorts of places where you can give us feedback. We genuinely appreciate it. In fact, we fully encourage it. Be critical, please. Let us know what we can do better. It's the only way that we're going to improve. And by us improving, you get a better system. So just win-win. I think that's pretty much everything here, except how are we going to differentiate ourselves from the multitude of other projects that are or will be operating in the same space and offering similar options? I've probably answered this one before as well, but I will just restate very quickly that we are not really comparable to the majority of other solutions. We have multiple privacy solutions. We have multiple DID solutions. We even have multiple upcoming reputation solutions that are, tracking your Web3 data points, trying to onboard Web2 data points, but none of them adequately tackle the privacy problem, which is inherent in all of this. So Galactica kind of stands alone in that it is the full package of bringing not only your data on-chain in a reliable way, but also maintaining your rights and freedoms and privacy. So that's the goal, is to actually have humanity on-chain in a way that's actually fair, that doesn't suffer from the issues of transparency that are inherent to blockchain, like a lot of the issues that are inherent to blockchain. Okay, guys. Well, that was an awful lot, and I realize that I've actually spoken a lot. So I'm going to go round the panel. I just want to see if anyone wants to shout out their team before we disappear, or if they have any final words. So we will go from, let's go for Jimpa. Jimpa, I've really enjoyed having you up and your questions. So do you have any final words?
Yes, well, I'm fine for today. I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Well, we always like fully satisfying. That's awesome. Love it. Thank you for coming up. Really appreciate it. Villain, do you have any final words, my friend? Just remembered I couldn't get him to talk before, so I'm not sure he's going to say goodbye either. Okay. Alsor, any final words, my friend?
Yes, guys, it was an amazing Twitter space again. I'm so eager to start the tournament. And I have a lot of communication with the community, with the concept, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. And of course, Azimuth would remain the best team, but I guess everybody is convinced of it. So thanks a lot, and please start the tournament quickly. We're all very ready.
Well, I can't agree with the Azimuth comment, but yes, we will definitely be starting very soon. We are hoping that we will be able to close the teams by tomorrow, and then we will be able to get questing, guys. We will be able to get the competition underway. I genuinely can't wait, and I also can't wait for like an announcement in a few days, a week, something like that, that will just blow open this thing and show you guys just how much fun we're going to have. So yeah, bit of alpha there. We'll see. So XLB, do you have any final words? It's been great having you up.
Hey, thank you for having me up. It was a very good Twitter space as always. Love your voice. And just wanted to say that, go Team Zenith. We're gonna be the best.
If you could see my eyes roll right now. Yep, Zenith, Azimuth, you guys are going to do great. No doubt at all. And thank you for the compliment. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Pepe, do you have any final words, bud? Or do you have any encouragement for your team? Our team.
Dave, I think I'm good. Very happy to be with you. And let's go Meridian.
Let's go Meridian. There we go. That's the one I wanted to hear. Triggs, my friend. What's up, bud? Do you have any final words before we knock this thing off?
Yeah, I just wanted to close out with giving all of the other teams that aren't Meridian a really big word of encouragement, because you guys are going to have to work really hard. We need you guys to all pitch in, because we don't want Meridian to just be the only one that looks awesome. We want everyone to look awesome. So Meridian's going to look awesome for sure. So we need all you guys to like really pitch in for the other teams and help them out too.
Well said. Very fair, very balanced opinion there. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you, Triggs. Snap, do you have any final words to say, my friend? No problem if you don't.
It's okay, thank you.
No problem, bud. Okay, Hoss, man, can you carry us out? How are you feeling? What's the final word?
Always feeling good, man. Life is good. You know what I mean? Always look at the positives and not the negatives. I'm always trying to be grateful for what I have and not what I don't have.
Did you finish your food?
I finished my food, so I'm in a better, clearer mind now too. It was really good. But I just always thank everyone that tunes in, and just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you're improving, yourself every day. I mean, that's what I try to do. I feel like life is so short. You might as well just try to be better at something, or yourself, or like, really, if you think about it, I guess we're just like a race against time, right? So it is what it is. You might as well enjoy it while you can. But cheers, everyone.
Hell yes. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so just do the best you can today. Always, every day. Excellent messaging. Okay, everyone. Well, this has been amazing. I've really appreciated you coming and listening to us today. If you haven't already, could you just jump down and give us a like and a retweet on the space? I know it's like the end of the space, but it's also still super helpful for the algorithm in getting people to listen to the recording. So, we've been getting, like, I don't want to brag or anything, but we've been getting like double the amount of people listening to the recording as we have been getting live. We've been getting quite a lot of live listeners. So I'm pretty impressed by that. So if we want to continue that, then that would be awesome. If you could give us a like and a retweet on the space. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Thank you for your questions in the comments. Tried to get as many of those done as I could. Thank you very much to our entire panel. Regardless of team affiliations, genuinely, honestly, I love you all. It's not that much. It's a brilliant competition, but we will all love each other at the end of it, I promise. Good luck to everyone in the competition, and thank you for coming up and speaking. I realize that it's an ask and a task to just come up and speak sometimes. It's a mental barrier to come up and jump up on a public space like this. So I really appreciate everyone who does it. So we've been getting an awful lot of new speakers lately, and I absolutely freaking love it. We are a friendly space. We are an open space up here, guys. So next week it will probably still be at 8 o'clock UTC on a Wednesday. We would be happy to have you up on the stage if you've just been down there thinking about whether you want to come up and speak or just a bit worried about coming up and speaking. Then please just understand that we are here. We are friendly. We're not going to bite your head off. In fact, we're going to try and bring you up. We're going to try and prop you up. That's what we do here. So, with all that out of the way, guys, this is a weekly space. You have been listening to the premier public broadcast of Galactica Network. This is Into the Cypher State, and we will see you next week. Make sure you jump on to the to Gateway X, earn your SBT, and we will see you on the next episode of Into the Cypher State. See you soon.